Finally spotted, flying in to Dallas-Fort Worth for a game. This is AT&T Stadium here in Arlington. Jake Elliott is out and ready to kick this one away. And off we go from Dallas. Here's Kevontae Turpin on the return. In pretty solid field position starting out here, bro. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
Yeah, here we go. What do you think?
Opening play, and Dak's gonna throw. Throw secured by Brandon Cooks. And he almost reaches the 45 before going out. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43.
Yeah, here we go. What do you think?
First down, here's Dak. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play. It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Third and long, Prescott. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth.
Here we go. Right there.
They're going for it. Here's Prescott. Connects on the crosser. And he's going to get past the 40 before he goes out. What a play to beat the defense on fourth down. It's 23 yards and a first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Yeah, here we go. Right there.
Dak out of the pistol. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Eagles get it back after a marvelous defensive effort. So the first drive of the game ends not in points, Brock, but in an INT.
And I get it. Opening drives aren't always going to end up with points or a touchdown. Good thing, though, there's a lot of opportunities left to make up for that miscue and go get yourself back in rhythm and back on script.
Right to the air, it's Hurts. He's got Devontae Smith. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
Kate, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Into a ton of traffic, and this one's intercepted. Deron Bland has it. And the Cowboys will be down inside the opposing 35 as they take over after that interception. Not the auspicious debut they'd certainly hoped for on that opening drive. The coverage, impressive, taking their first possession away with that interception.
Hey, it is tough to play a clean game in this league. The caliber defenders are awesome. You just hope that eventual missteps happen at a less meaningful moment than your opening series. You don't want to make it any harder to get your rhythm and get your passing game going.
Yeah! Here we go! Like that!
Throwing on first is Prescott. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Hey, Kate, I think we know that the quarterback's a demanding position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you are on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just sling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, well, you take a huge negative sack like that.
This finds Cooks, complete. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
Here we go.
Prescott now to throw on third down. And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end. A momentum-building play for their defense. Second quarter all set to begin, and it'll be Cowboys football. They're looking at fourth down, but inside field goal range, so they could get 3 here. Lamb's got it on the sideline. Left the offense out there on fourth down, Brock, and look at the result. A big gain. They got 15 and the first.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that.
And in for the Dallas touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Aubrey good on the point after. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Completes this one to Jahan Dotson. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Prior to first down, they decide to call a timeout. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. A play fake now hurts to throw. That's complete. Here's Brown. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. It's another first-half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked off by Eric Kendricks. And the Cowboys finally see the return stopped. They're going to take over following the interception at the 45-yard line. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this court.
And it is intercepted, but he couldn't stay in bounds. Ooh, offense catches a break there.
That's simply a difficult tightrope walk to stay in bounds on a catch that far downfield. What an effort. Just too difficult a play to make.
Working from the pistol, Prescott. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's able to get this down to the 36. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
1st and 10, Prescott. Throwing deep for the end zone, and the defender comes away with it. Darius Slay has it. And the Eagles can't add much to that interception as the return stopped at the 5.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Goddard makes the catch. This is ahead for about 5. Donovan Wilson getting there for the stop. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. Hurts now from the gun. It's Dotson on the catch. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out. Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call is going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap. Set him back 5. It's 1st and 15 after the penalty. From the pistol, Hurts. He's got Smith. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
A whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front, they didn't give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his...
Oh, brother, it's another interception. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the Cowboys get it back after making their 3rd first-half interception. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks them up, gets it right back for them.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Again on 2nd and 10, Prescott. And this won't be caught. Clock is going to stop. We've got 14 seconds to go. The intended target there was CeeDee Lamb. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Yeah! Here we go! 26!
Dak now from the gun. That's caught for the first. And he gets this forward.